Okay, welcome back to the channel. I remembered what I was supposed to do. Hopefully this isn't too loud. It sounds like it's up there though. Nice rumbling bass. Good drum beat. Legacy of Kain Defiance, the last game in the Legacy of Kain series so far. We'll see how this goes. I tested this out, how it works, and I'm gonna be honest. Okay, I have to admit a couple of things. First of all, this is the Good Old Games version, so this is the original release, original graphics. There's no updating, no AI upscaling, nothing. It's just as it was presented when it released. It's even got the old Bink Video logo. It's gonna look like crap. Second of all, this game is bad, and I'll show you why. Let's just get started, and I'm gonna probably bitch through this whole experience. It's got a couple of saving graces, but we'll get there when we get there.
Given the choice, whether to rule a corrupt and failing empire, or to challenge the fates for another throw, a better throw against one's destiny, what was a king to do? But does one ever truly have a choice? One can only match, move by move, the machinations of fate, and thus defy the tyrannous stars.
So this picks up some point in time after Soul Reaver 2. That moon is hauling ass.
And so I returned to the sanctuary of my enemy, the fortress of the Sarafan Brotherhood, deemed impossible for any man to penetrate. Impossible for any man. Deep within these walls, my prey awaited. Mobius, the time streamer, deceiver and eternal gamester, using living beings as his pawns.
In the end, we'd rooted out an entire nest of the fiends.
But we had swept that area already.
Not well enough, but no matter. We purged every last one of that brood with fire, and their souls now rest.
Lord Mobius will be pleased.
It was time for Mobius to answer a few questions. I hoped for his sake to find him in a forthcoming mood.
So I have it working with the controller, but only the game is not controller friendly, which you would think wouldn't be the case. I'm actually going to see if I can turn the subtitles on. There. So, you also notice something else. It's fixed camera angles. This is not that much of a graphical upgrade. It's actually not a graphical upgrade from Soul Reaver 2, which had complete freedom of camera. Kain's health will drain slowly over time, just like Raziel's. So this is my biggest complaint, and I'm going to continue to bitch about this non-stop because it becomes a consistent and obnoxious problem. Is these camera angles, even with the control stick, make this nigh impossible to navigate. At least with any sense of precision, which, as you can see, is sometimes required. Sorry. So we're gonna, and I'm not cutting any of this. You're gonna watch me suffer hours on end while I deal with this game's bullshit camera and shitty control scheme. I don't know. The game only has really one saving grace.
Help me! Help me! Oh, please, no.
From time to time, it is necessary to feed. And the unusual event of a feast prepared by the Seraphan must be savored.
The only saving grace is when you die, it boots you back to the last room you entered. This door was supposed to be open. Oh.
What was that? The touch of water is like acid to a vampire. I had to find another way to pass.
So if we were to jump into the water or fall, because the camera still sucks, it would just kick us back to that hole in the wall after about 30 seconds of loading screen. Kain effectively has the same powers as Raziel in this game, but they operate on different They operate slightly differently, I should say.
This passage undoubtedly led to the time streamer. My prey was nearly in my grasp. But the door had been sealed by a blessed barrier. As I approached, the Reaver resonated in response. Perhaps its dark sorcery could dispel these holy barriers.
We are still in the time of the original, the human Raziel, right after the Soul Reaver Raziel killed the Seraphan. Can't go that way. Yet. There's no dodge. It's just...
Locked. What a love of doors these pathetic humans have.
Is it really pathetic that they love doors, or more pathetic that you can't open it?
This emblem was unmistakably of vampire origin and designed to enhance the Reaver's power. But this coincidence seemed too convenient. Mobius clearly meant for me to find it.
Sound the alarm! Vampire! Don't let him escape!
Surround him! Surrender, fiend, and we will promise you an easy death.
I could promise you the same, but it would be a lie.
Die, vampire!
The combat has improved. I can
This
give the game
barrier
that.
had a curious resonating effect on the Reaver.
But in case you're wondering, no, Raziel doesn't get a slightly different camera scheme. It's all this fixed camera garbage. The Ouroboros is a nice touch.
This door had been equipped with a singular lock, requiring an unusual key. Somehow, I would find it. I believe the term you would use for this camera style is hostile.
That will come in handy. That was actually one of the few useful tutorials in the game. Is that getting rid of the auto, or leaving combat. Combat is not as clunky as it was in the other two, in Soul Reborn. That's absolutely I don't know about you, but I need a minute. My head is spinning. All that. All that auto-rotating camera is not making me feel too good. A health piece, because we're back to those pickups.
Yes, I understand. It will be done. The stage is set. You needn't linger in the shadows, Kain. It has been a long time, hasn't it?
No banter, Mobius. You know why I'm here.
Yes, Raziel. You sought to introduce your own pawn into this game, and now he's been swept from the board.
By your hand, I suspect. Where is he?
Perhaps you should ask, when? How humiliating it must be for you to come begging at my doorstep for answers.
Enough wordplay.
Don't threaten me, Kain. You see, I have the upper hand. How remarkable that the great Kain should succumb to the scepter's power like any common vampire. Still so arrogant after all these years, thinking you've devised some brilliant plan. You know nothing. You have read the signs, but missed their meaning. You believe you are that myth of vampire prophecy, the scion of balance, and that Raziel holds the key to fulfilling your destiny. But your messianic delusions have blinded you to Raziel's true nature. You have no idea what you've unleashed. There was a time when you might have heeded wise counsel when it was offered. Now, your vanity has made you witless. You will have to learn the truth for yourself. You'll be needing this. Your strength will return after I have departed. But by then, you will have more urgent concerns than pursuing me. Perhaps, when we next meet, you will have learned a little humility.
Doubtful. It's Kain we're talking about.
These strange creatures seem to manifest from the very shadows. Mobius's attempt at stopping me was not one of his better efforts. When I found him, it would be my turn to offer a few surprises.
Surrender, Raziel. Abandon this petty rebellion. It was I who made you. Your life had played out, and in my grace I spared you. You are my reaper of souls. You have no other purpose, no higher destiny. Just this. Accept your calling, Raziel. Let go of these vain hopes. Relinquish your will, and feed.
No.
What do you profit from this defiance?
There's some grim satisfaction in infuriating you.
My patience is eternal, Raziel. How many eons can you bear to languish here? The wheel of fate must turn. All are redeemed in the cleansing agony of birth, death, and rebirth. This is the engine of life, the purifying rhythm of the universe to which all souls are irresistibly drawn. Yours is a necessary and noble function, Raziel.
Enough of your sermonizing. Are you trying to bore me into submission? Why must this game go on? We both know what you are. You're no better than the vampires you so despise. A voracious parasite, cloaking its appetite in a shroud of righteousness. I refuse to do your will.
I can see into your heart, Raziel. It is not your will, but cowardice that keeps you here.
How so?
You know what fate awaits you when you leave the underworld. That phantom weapon you bear is a constant reminder, isn't it? The sword is waiting for you out there somewhere, and you tarry so as not to meet it.
I could not deny it. As long as I lingered here, defying my captor, I was able to postpone what I feared was my inevitable doom. To become the ravenous spirit imprisoned in the Reaver Blade. But that sentence was no worse than the stalemate I now endured. Better to face one's destiny than cower from it.
Harvester of souls, I created you. And to this function, my angel of death, you will return.
Enough. Yes, I submit.
Very good. Indulge your hunger. Yes, embrace your calling, Raziel. You will find that just as defiance has its price, so obedience has its rewards.
And submission is not always what it seems.
Yeah, so not a whole lot I can do about this mess. I don't know who decided that this was a good idea. This triple vision garbage for the underworld. But they should, I hope they got fired for it. Because this is awful. The redesign for the old one isn't too good. The audio design is good. But this visual filter is nausea-inducing.
Below me swirled an ominous-looking mist. I knew that if I fell, it would mean my peril.
Do you believe your worthiness is so easily proved? Your way is sealed until you have offered further evidence of your obedience.
I must feed you before I depart this place.
You must feed yourself, Raziel.
The wheel must turn.
Ah, now you understand.
So we have to consume 6 souls in order to get Dad to let us take the car out for the night. Unlike in the previous games, Raziel has a... And that's what happens when you fall. You get kicked back to the... as if you just entered the level. Unlike in the previous games, you have... Raziel has a distance limit on his feeding.
You may go, but remember, you are mine. You can no more escape from me than you can escape yourself.
I think they wanted to go with more of a horror vibe, which is why they chose this static camera. Or sort of static camera.
You want this room cleared of its vermin.
If you wish to leave it.
Your will be done.
My good servant. You see? Obedience brings prompt rewards.
The Slua have gotten a complete redesign. Much more animalistic.
Where do you think you're going, little soul? You can't escape. Raziel. Clever, Raziel. Clever indeed.
See what I was talking about with the camera?
I've endured your game long enough.
Nothing I could do. We get to start this whole sequence over again.
Where do you think you're going, little soul?
And I hit the wall and bounced off of it because the camera was at a funny angle.
Run faster. Embrace your destiny.
That's another camera problem. If you try to make that jump without stopping to turn, Raziel just goes right into the wall. No matter which direction
Where
you're
do you
holding
think you're going,
on the joystick.
little soul? You can't escape. Raziel. Clever, Raziel.
Almost didn't make the turn.
Clever indeed. I've endured your game long enough.
Clearly my escape had not been anticipated, or my benevolent master would not have expended such efforts to prevent me from going. And if my departure displeased him, then that was a victory, however small, for me.
Yeah, Raziel's kind of a petty bitch. But he is the monster of Kain's making. So, because they had to...
In the spectral realm, water is as thin as air, putting this opening far beyond my reach. But once I found my way into the physical world, I might be able to swim up there.
because they wanted both characters to be playable in this game.
This door would only open when fitted with an appropriate artifact. But to use such an object, I would first have to find a way back into the material realm.
They have taken away a lot of Raziel's powers. There's no super jump anymore. It's just the same height. I think with this triple vision crap and this
At last, I discovered a
constantly moving
conduit into the
camera, I'm
material
actually gonna
realm.
get sick.
I would finally escape the spirit world and take one step farther from my tormentor.
Did you think to receive the same favors after your rebellion as before? No, Raziel. I have no need for you to enter the physical world, so no conduit will be granted. You serve me adequately as a wraith, and a wraith you will remain.
So, my restraints had not been removed, only loosened. I would not be held prisoner in the spectral realm. There had to be another way. As I emerged, I was granted a vision of what I would become if I did not escape the spectral realm. For these too were agents of my master, hunting the lost souls that struggled to escape the endless twilight of the underworld.
And these function just like the
My
super
master's plan
vampires.
for me was ominously clear. Like these mindless hunters, I existed only to fuel him with souls, siphoning their energy to feed him and his wheel of fate. I had to break these bonds, while I still possessed my own will.
This artifact seemed as though it was made for that unusual lock. Now the door could be opened.
I mean, if each interaction with a character is a chapter, then we're making great time. Oh hey, it's that bridge. now that I know there are health upgrades inside the cells, it means I gotta check every cell. Or in this case, magic upgrades. Yeah, that's probably everything. Alright. So it feels like they're trying to combine Legacy of Kain 1 and 2 with Soul Reaver 1 and 2. But they're having to give up so much of the game progress to do so. You catch my meaning. Why?
Malik, the great Seraphim warrior. I had met him before. His sword and shield seemed to have gone astray.
Oh good, they're gonna make me track that crap down? So, I'm assuming this is at least a couple years after the events of Legacy or Soul Reaver 2. So they've had time to build statues to honor the fallen. That's the wrong door. Is it this one? They have enhancements. whether or not the priest survives. Gotcha. Okay. I would like to go off of this thing.
Tell me, where can I find your master? Quickly, Mobius is...
in the tower.
Good.
Hey, it could have been worse. At least it was a quick death. All that to place one crest. Ugh. Sanguine Censure. Apparently we're unlocking moves as we kill people? Okay. You're not getting a whole lot of commentary out of me because I don't have a whole lot to say. There's so much wrong. Alright, there's a second floor to this room. Jesus Christ, I literally just went in a circle. The only thing I can say is that the combat system is much better. That angle looks different. It is different. What? Why? Okay. Game design. If you're gonna build a circular room with two doors, you either let the player see both doors, or you make it blatantly obvious, not with minor camera changes, but with markings on the doors. I don't know, banners maybe, that tell you, I'm going off right now, that tell you that that's different. Otherwise, it just looks like the same fucking room. I would have been pissed. clock moving? No, I'd like to take the artifact.
Malek's missing shield. I hated to restore his dignity, but I would need to return this to his monument before I could progress.
Oh, good. Screw it. Oh, he pancaked on nothing. I'm seeing an awful lot of upgrades very quickly. Makes me wonder how long this game actually is. Because if I can beat this in like 3 hours, then that's going to be pretty sad. But I didn't make it, it's not my problem. I do remember this when this game came out. It did not get great reviews. I can see why.
Malek's sword belonged in his right hand. However distasteful this errand was, I would return it to its proper place.
Thank you. I understand how the puzzle works. I guess I could turn hints off. I'm not sure if it helps. It's a touch insulting. I feel better.
The way to the tower now lay open before me. I looked forward to finding Mobius and resuming our conversation.
And I'm going to actually call that a video, because mission accomplished. We've got free access to the tower, and we're over time. So I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.